Good morning. It's the first one I've been able to start wearing a t-shirt. That is a good day. And then we got the phone call this morning. Post office called us and said, hey, your chicks are here. So we'll finish doing the morning chores, get everything set up, and then we'll get to the post office, pick up our chicks. It is a good day when you get a phone call from the post office saying, hey, your chicks are here. Brooder, we're getting 75 new friends for you today. You should be excited. Brooder doesn't seem like he cares, but it's going to be interesting to see his reaction to the chicks and how he does with them, because they're going to be living in the barn in the chick brooder. We got to get that set up. So he's going to have 75 chirping chicks near him for a while. So hopefully this will get Brooder used to having chicks around and get him more better, is that a word? With chickens. He's not bad with the chickens. He likes to try to run and chase after them a little bit, but he's getting better with that. But I'm hoping having the baby chicks by him, he'll get even better. Good morning, George. Miles. All right, we got to run out to the post office, pick up the chicks. But before we do that, we got to run out and pick up a few supplies at Tractor Supply. And then we got to run to our local grain store and pick up some grain for the chicks and get some more alfalfa for Azalea. I think there's a few more things. I got a list in my phone. That's one of the things I try to do a lot, is make lists in my phone that have the little dots. So when you get something, instead of checking it off, you can hit the dot, and that way you stay organized. So let's hit the road and we'll get out of here. I don't know if you guys saw that, but we just had 2 deer run out across. Those deer have been living down in this area for quite a while. It's been a few years we've been seeing that doe, and actually 2 does now, but it was a fawn a few years ago, so it's cool to see him in the area. All right, I picked up a few little things at Tractor Supply. I got a roll of hardware cloth because I have an idea to make something that'll help Brooder, I think, with the chicks. So that's what that's for. Now we need to run to Trackside and pick up our grain. We are lucky here, and we have some local-ish grain mills around here, so we have a really good grain selection that we can get at our local feed stores. All right, we got all of our grain from Trackside. Now we can head to the post office and pick up the chicks. It still always seems a little weird picking up chicks at the post office. Doing this for quite a few years, and I don't know, just always one of those things. Doesn't feel normal. But we got our chicks from 𝑀𝑎𝑖𝑙 Hatchery. These are meat birds right now. Time to get them back to the homestead and get them in the chick brooder, and I cannot wait to try out the new chick brooder.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these stone pears that I have, and I just laid a tarp down up at the secret garden, so that way in a couple weeks when I plant my squash, that grass will be all gone, hopefully. So I figured that would be a great place to put those. This is a 20 by 25 tarp that I put out. a silage tarp to kill the grass underneath. And this is where I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to lay weed fabric down and then put holes in and grow the zucchini, summer squash, and stuff like that right here. I chose this area and back a little bit because this is where the hose comes through. So I wanted to be able to get the hose to reach it, but I also didn't want to be dragging the hose through the stuff. So I put it back this way. Well, that should do.
All right, we made it back. I'm curious if Brutus is gonna act any different hearing the chicks. But first we need to get the brooder set up. You hear the chicks? All right, I wanna open up the brooder and I wanna get out the roosting pole system we have. I was wondering if that was gonna be an issue. Those rubber mats.
Uh-oh. Well, our mats have been really great, but we didn't think about that for the door.
I was just looking, we have adjustable room up high. I can just pick this whole wall up and it looks like we have enough room so we'll be able to get out. We'll be able to get above the mats and we won't have to trim the mats up, but we don't need to open the wall up all the way today, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just opening the wall out so we can take out the roosting poles. The roosting poles are for the egg layers. This is going to be the egg layers winter chicken coop, and by the time we got it all said and done, it was warm outside, so there was no point in bringing the egg layers in. So then we can get this removed and get this all ready for the meat bird chicks. And I got to figure out how I want to hang our heat lamps in here. I have some eye hooks over there. I'll have to figure out where I want them, and then I'll have to put in rope or chain to get them low enough to heat the chicks up. This is our first time using this for any animal other than Brutus, so it'll be interesting to see how it works out as a brooder. All right, we gotta grab, get the lights on, the drill, there we go, and some drill bits, because unfortunately, we gotta drill some holes in the ceiling of the new chick brooder. I know, but we gotta be able to hang our lights from the ceiling and down, so that way we can have them hanging down where we want them. So let's grab the drill and some drill bits. As of right now, while I'm thinking of it, we have some bags of coffee left. We upped the quantities, so we still have some coffee left. So if you're looking to get some freshly roasted coffee, I'll leave a link down in the video description down below. It's lumnahacres.com. And we also restocked some of our shirt and sweatshirt sizes that we were out of. Thanks everybody who's bought coffee and merch. If you're looking for sizes that were out of stock, they should be restocked now. Let's get these holes drilled. All right, so now the question is, do I want to go this way or this way with the other light? Probably better off going over here. I go on the other side of that light and drop down. That'll work. All right, I want to plug this light in and see if this bulb is working or if I need to put a new one in. You never know. Oh, that one's working, so that is good. Let's get this one hung up and then we'll check on the next light. And then that way I have all of this adjustment. All right, that bulb is blown. I did pick up more this morning because you never know. Yep, that one's out. What's that noise, Brutus? I got a 2-pack just in case one blows on us.
So that one that's in the other one is not a colored one.
Yep.
Is that fine?
Yep. I like the not colored ones, but It's hard to find ones that aren't colored. Okay. Okay, and they can both reach over to the plug. I don't want to plug them in yet.
This plug right here is attached to a switch so we can shut it on and off. That plug right here we're going to be plugging in the lights is not attached to a switch so that we don't accidentally leave the barn and shut the light off and then we come back and they didn't have any heat. So that's why we're reaching it over to this area over here.
Yeah, I figured it would not be a good day if we come in here and the chicks didn't have a light on all night long. All right, time to close the door and get some shavings in. So these meat bird chicks were supposed to show up last week. But we got a phone call saying they weren't coming till this week. Not a big deal, really. But the way we plan our succession of chicks is we place one order and then 2 weeks later we have another order of meat bird chicks coming with new egg layers. So that puts those 2 orders only a week away.
Unless it gets delayed.
Unless those get delayed. And the reason we do that is because we usually raise the chicks up in the brooder for 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks we ship them outside to the chicken tractors. So we're only going to have these ones for a week. So luckily we have a big brooder this year. So I'll have to put a divider in there at some point somehow. So that way we can have a week old chicks and then the new chicks. And then the week after that, the first batch will go out. And then a week after that, the second batch will go out. And then we'll keep the egg layer chicks in here for a little bit longer because they take longer to feather out. We don't want to put them outside until they're feathered out. Okay, that wall's not going anywhere now. All right, now I can plug in, actually before I plug them in, let's get the water and feeders out and then I'll plug these in. I like having a base to set the waterers on so that way they're not sitting right on the shavings themselves. I think that's for you. Testing it for the chicks, making sure it's safe. Is that okay?
Brooder always likes to test everybody else's water.
He's got to make sure we're giving everybody high quality H2O. Huh? Yeah, I know. You want to make sure we're treating everybody the same. Or are you just afraid that we're giving them
something better?
Something better, huh? I'm thinking these aren't the right bases. What the heck?
That doesn't work then.
No, because these have 3 tabs and these have 4.
So wait, it was beside it?
Yeah, they were right beside each other.
Brooder, we're gonna have to refill before we even start.
He's emptying it for us, so it makes it easier. You know, your water dish is over there and it's full. Yeah, so these are not right. I didn't try them. They were sitting, these were right here and these were right here, so I just grabbed them. So I'm gonna have to run back to the store later. We do have waterers here. I just picked up extra because we're going to be having more chicks in a brooder than we ever have had before. So I know we're not going to have enough. So we just got to find the ones we have here already. Let's try this again. Was there anything in there? I don't think so. You're such a goober. So this is what the base is supposed to look like. Not the ones I got. There we go.
So I wonder what the ones look like that go to that base.
Yeah, I bet you those are for a feeder.
Oh.
But they were next to those ones, so my bad. I should have checked. So there's enough room for the chicks to get up here and they can get in there and drink. All right, we got our organic chick starter. I get crumbles. I don't get the mash. I just don't like the mash. That is chick brain. Not for you. You're not a chick. I know you were going to eat it. I know.
Don't eat it, Brutus. Brutus, no.
So you giving that a taste too?
Come on. No, no, no.
He's just the safety inspector. He's got to make sure the grain's good for everybody and that the water is high quality. That's all he's doing. He's just doing his job.
The other one didn't turn on.
Did we blow a bulb already? No, it must be loose or something. Let's see. No, we blew a bulb. Good thing I got 2 replacement ones. Guess when I return the waters and exchange them, I should say, for the right ones, I'll pick up another package of bulbs. 'Cause I always like having spare bulbs in hand. All right, here comes the fun part. All right, we like to dip their beaks in water so that way they know where water is. Chicks can get shipped in the mail because they can live off of the yolk. And once they have food and water, they need food and water. We have our free chick. I'm assuming this must be some kind of egg layer.
Aww.
So there should be 25 in here. So 1, 2, 26. So I have 27 here, not counting the free one. So say what the free one is. 75 males total and 3 jumbo cross extras. So we have 79 total jumbo cross male meat birds, and then whatever that other guy is. So we order the males because they grow faster, and we don't get any females. We get just the males because they grow faster. It costs a little bit more money, but it's not very much. It's worth it. You get the bigger birds, and they're all pretty much the consistent size by doing it that way.
So they don't tell you what the free bird is?
Nope. 2, 3, 4, 26. All right, so that was another 26 and 27, so this means we should have 25 here. They all seem good and healthy. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 25, 26. So that will be, should be 80 then. They said 79. So either they counted wrong by 1 or I counted wrong by 1, plus the free chick. And we're not sure what that free chick is. Most likely it's going to be a male, but I'm not sure what the breed is. So that'll be fun to see once it grows up and gets bigger. See what kind of chick it is. But they are all happy, healthy, doing good. Loving the water. We got some eating, some under the heat light, but not too many. This is where they'll sleep at night. You can feel the heat. So one of the reasons I did the heat light in the middle is because there's room all the way around. If you do it on like in a corner or on the edge, what I've found in the past, and all the birds are trying to get under the light, they can like pig pile on top of each other and you can end up losing some in suffocation. So being in the middle, they have more room to spread out if they need to. I don't think it's a barred rock, but it could be a barred rock.
You don't think so?
It is the next morning. Let's look in and see how the chicks did last night. Good morning, chicks. We got some by that heat light, and then eating their feed. It's almost gone. And then their water is about a quarter of the way left, so looking good. It is nice and toasty in the brooder. You can feel it's probably, I don't think it's warmer in here, but it's probably 10 degrees warmer in here than out there. So that is good to know. They are looking awesome. I'm gonna top off their feed, give them some more water, and that'll be good for the day. We didn't lose any overnight. I like that. All right, we're gonna get the Highland cattle out on pasture for the first time. With us anyways. We need to move Brutus's kennel because he's not using it over here. So that way we can access their gate, so we can just have them come in and out of here, because we still want to be able to have them go into that main run for now while we are training them, which they're doing great at. They can come out, get grass, go back and forth, because the grass here is getting pretty high. Some spots it's up to my knee, so they should love this.
You should have built that on skids.
Brutus, what are we doing? We're moving your home. We'll have to find a new place to put it in the field, but for now we gotta take everything off. George, you're excited, aren't you?
Look at him leaping. I think he is excited though.
So one of the things I would have done differently with these two buildings, thinking back now, is I would have spread them apart like 16 feet or some even number that gates would work. And then I could have had swing gates, and we could have had in between. We could have had gates on both ends or just gates on one end. And then you could have like access to your pasture that way. So things to remember in the future.
Blah, blah, blah.
There you might.
Hold on, now I'm really sweaty. I wasn't expecting that. I feel really dizzy now. I hate mice.
You ready? There could be more.
Oh, there it is. There's one.
One. That's it. So that's 4 total living under there.
Felt like more than 4.
If you had your barn cats out here, they would have loved it.
My barn cats really are good mousers. They just tend to stay on that side. Over by the house, they go outside and they always are catching something. But they don't tend to come over this way very often, but maybe they will.
All right, I'm gonna start it here and we'll power it off of this fence. And then we're gonna go like a rectangle too where the other fence paddock is. Stop it over there. And then I'm gonna try to put a gate system up in between the 2 barns. Do 2 more posts and then we'll be good. So the farm we got these boys from, they were trained and used to 1-strand electrical fence. That was, I'm gonna say like maybe 3 feet high, because you were able to step over it. And that's what kept their herd in year round. So we're gonna try them with just 1-strand electrical fence and see how they do. That's supposed to be the cow's food. We want to get Azalea and Cookie out on grass, but I don't feel like the grass is quite good enough yet. I think when we get some heat, which is coming, I think it'll really go good. Like right now we have some good spots, but it's pretty patchy. So I'd like to be able to have the areas get a little bit more even and taller all around. And then we can get Azalea and Cookie out during the day. Brutus might like this because he can go under the fence and visit the animals and he won't get zapped.
Good boy. That's what you plan on, just leaving it like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna put some T-posts to hold them up. Oh, I'm locked in.
Oh,
sheesh. But yeah, if we had 2 gates, if it was like a perfect length, you could hinge 2 gates or 1 big gate here. That'd be convenient, but this will work for now. All right, we're gonna use some strap. Leftover EMT straps from when we put our grid down power system in the workshop last year. So now I don't have a chain, so we're just gonna zip tie these together. Okay, so let's go lower that and then we can let the boys out. All right, you ready for me to turn the fence on?
Sure.
All right. There should be a hook over there in that barn to hook that gate to so the gate stays open.
So this is not electrified, right?
The gate should not be. You'll be the first to know if it is. George sees you.
Come on. Come on. Come on, George. Come on. Come on. Come
Brutus
on.
wants to come in, but he's afraid. He don't want to get zapped.
Yeah.
Good boy, Brutus.
Come on, boys. There you go. George is braver.
Come on, George.
Come on. Yeah.
Some fresh spring grass. What do you say?
Looks yummy, doesn't it? Mmm.
Brutus, they're in your old home area.
Pick. Yeah, George got a bite.
Is that good, boys? You like that salad bar? You enjoying it, Miles? Well, I think they're enjoying their new fresh pasture.
They seem very happy.
If they do. So this is the first time we've let them out on pasture. It's probably the first time they've had pasture this year. They are right around a year old. One's about a month older than the other. So I think one of them is a year. One of them's like a year and a month right now. So they probably had some, I know they had pasture last year as calves, but this is the first time being out on their own full grown without their mothers. So I love hearing that sound.
I love hearing that sound too. It's very satisfying.
There the grass is pretty good, but over here it's really tall. They're not over here yet though. They like that spot for some reason. It's the next morning. We locked the boys into their little paddock area last night. That way they're not eating too much grass right away. We want to kind of like put them out there for a little while, let them get used to it. So I brought them back, gave them some hay last night, brushed them. So this morning, after we feed them and brush them, we'll let them back out. And I'm curious to see how that area looks and how much they ate down already. All right, let's get this gate open. Check on see how much they ate yesterday. So this area is pretty much eaten all the way down. That was not super high, but it was, I'd say 6 to 8 inches tall, and now it's a couple of inches. Over here, they started eating it down, but they still have probably another day or two worth of grass out here, which is awesome. So I'm excited to see what it looks like at the end of the day today, but they are loving the fresh grass. I'm just gonna ease them onto it because we don't want them getting a bellyache by eating all the super rich grass for them. But it is nice to be able to get the cows out on pasture soon. We'll be able to get Azalea and Cookie out on pasture, and they'll be loving it too.
Wow, they did really good over there.